I'm back to tackling the subject of decluttering today. I know several of you follow me for some of this content, and as I go through it, I share it with you. I have found that my mind plays tricks on me, and maybe yours does too. And as I figure out some of this stuff, I like to say it out loud because it helps me reinforce the ideas of what I'm trying to accomplish. I hope you will stick around. I feel like fall is a great time to declutter, and I find that I get most of my decluttering accomplished in October every year. I think it's because the weather is cooler. We're getting ready for the holidays. I know I'm going to want to bring out decorations, and I want to downsize some of the things that I have that are just sitting around. So I find that fall is a great time to tackle some of that. But as I'm tackling some of that, I keep getting revealed to me how my mind is playing tricks on me. Sometimes, as we're going through things, we're like, why did I keep this? Why did I keep it? But then when we get to something else, we struggle with trying to figure out why or whether we should get rid of it. And that's why it ends up being there when we're going through stuff. So, when I'm going through stuff, some of the questions that I ask myself are, do I want to deal with this a second time? Do I want to sit this back because I'm not sure? And then next time I'm still dealing with it? Because I find when I go back through it a second time, I don't want it. I'm ready to get rid of it. And I should have done it the first time. Some of the ways that my mind will play tricks on me is it will say, you might need this. You might need it in the future. Should you really get rid of it? Because it'll cost you more money if you have to replace it. But then I have to think about, does it have a place to go? Has it been in the way? Have I been using it? Is it really even useful to me? Because let me tell you from my experience, if you find something that you've been thinking about buying or that you've been thinking about, wow, that would really be helpful, when you find that item and you're going through stuff, hey, I needed this and this will save me money. And I was thinking about buying it. So, yes, I'm going to keep it. But if you're asking yourself, I might need it in the future, haven't used it in 20 years, you probably can get by without it. And when we need that item, we will know we need to keep it. And that's one of the ways that my mind plays tricks on me. Another way is it will tell me someone might want this. One of your kids might want it. One of your friends might want it. But I know from experience that I have one kid that no matter what it is, a lot of times he will take it. And I've seen what his garage looks like. He's going to be dealing with what I'm dealing with now. He's going to be dealing with stuff he has to declutter at some point. And I don't want that for him because I can already see he has those tendencies. If anything belonged to grandpa, or if anything is something that reminds him of his childhood, he's like, I'll take it. And he doesn't have any children. And that means one of these days, somebody's going to have to clean that out. And I don't know who's going to do it. But I don't want that for him. So if it's something that's really something I know he probably wants, I will offer it to him. And he has taken a lot of those things. But if it's just a lot of ordinary items, I'm not offering it to that kid because he's going to take it and he's just going to put it in his garage. I also know my kids have their own families, their own homes, their own favorite items, and they can't take all of my favorite items and be able to have their own and have room for that. So I have to realistically tell myself, your mind is playing tricks on you. It's playing tricks on you so that you don't have to make a decision about letting it go. My goal and I try to stay focused on this, is to strip away the layers of too much versus having enough, having what I need that fits my home and my life. And all of those layers need to go. Some of the questions that I ask myself are, if it is useful, why am I not using it? If I'm not using it, then I need to decide if I need to sell it or donate it or what I need to do with it because I'm not using it. But sometimes I look at that and it's useful, and my mind will play tricks on me and tell me, well, if it's useful, you shouldn't get rid of it. But it's not useful to me if I'm not using it, right? And another one of the questions that I ask myself is, if it doesn't have a place, should I keep it? Now, sometimes where it should be placed has something else in its place that I'm not using. And maybe it's sitting out because I use it all the time, but I would like to have it off the counter. I would like to have it in its own place, put away where it's not considered clutter. But when I open up the cabinets, then there's things in there that I'm not using. And that's where that item really ought to be placed. So I have to look at all of these complex questions to decide, why am I not using it? Where should it be stored? And what are the things I can get rid of so I can store it properly? Or where and how should I dispose of this item? Deciding whether to sell or donate is sometimes one of those questions that will make people crazy trying to figure out what to do with it. I look at whether I feel like it's worth my time to post it, try to sell it, deal with sellers, and store it. Or is it not worth my time and I just want to get rid of it? When you are ready to get rid of things and just give them away and donate them, I find that I know, because when I spread them out to get rid of them and they leave in that box, I feel so good about it. Let me show you some of the things I got rid of this week. Here are some of the seasonal items that I'm donating. Scarecrows do not stand a chance here with Maxie, our cat. He will kidnap scarecrows every chance he gets. I have this little bear holding a jack-o'-lantern. I have this little jack-o'-lantern. I have this little fall bumblebee set, and this little bear who has the pot that he's going to make a potion with. And then moving into Christmas, oh, and I have this little jack-o'-lantern that you can hang from a tree or your door. And then going into Christmas, I have some ornaments that I'm ready to let go of, and some of them are shelf sitters. I have some bear covers that can go on your Christmas lights and it will light up the bears. And then I have this little glass Christmas shelf item. I just don't put this stuff out anymore, and it's just being stored, so I'm trying to thin it out. All of that stuff left in a box to be donated this morning, and honestly, it feels like a weight's been lifted off my back, and it encourages me to do more. So after this video, I will be doing some more decluttering. But one of the other things that my mind will say to me is, you can't live without that. You can't let that go. And many times it will have to do with things that have no value, and maybe they are sentimental items. Like, I found I had kept my father's insurance card, his driver's license, and some things like that that I did not need to keep. And I took too long to let those items go, but I did finally let them go, and it felt good to let them go. But sometimes we hold on to things like that that don't have any value, and they are just something that we feel like we can't let go of. And we have to make that personal decision about how we feel about letting that go and when the time is right to release that item. Sentimental items are something that people really struggle with. And I have given some heirlooms and some crystal items and some glass items to some of my kids that wanted them. They've also taken other items that were important in our family, like my dad's guitar and a few things like that, that have already been distributed, along with some jewelry. And I felt good about letting my kids have them now so that I could enjoy watching them have it and enjoy it. But those things were things they wanted and things that they were ready to receive. I didn't push any of this stuff on my kids. I just asked them, is there anything that you would like, or would you like this? And if they didn't, they were honest and told me, no, I don't want it. I don't have a place for it. And I still have a lot left. And I will be taking some stuff to my nieces and giving some of that stuff away. I've already given some stuff to one of my nephews. And honestly, it feels really good to give that away and know that it's staying in the family and that these are things that they want. One of the questions I get a lot is, how do you get your spouse to let go of things? Well, honestly, I've had so many things that have either been given to me or left here or stored here, or they were from loved ones, that I haven't really tackled my husband's stuff. And I don't feel like that's my place to decide what he should get rid of when I have so much to decide on myself. But he watches me get rid of things. And sometimes that encourages the spouse to do their own. One day he decided to go through his closet and get rid of a lot of things that he didn't want anymore. And I went up there and helped him. But I didn't help him decide. I just helped him like box things up or get rid of things as he made his own decision. So sometimes just seeing you do it will encourage that family member to start letting go. Time is so precious, no matter what phase of our life that we are in. And spending time going through stuff instead of doing what we really want to do is just stealing our time. I wish, looking back, that I wouldn't have accepted so many things that were just given to me because somebody didn't want them. And I said, oh, I'll take it because I thought I could find a use for it. And I also wish I hadn't agreed to store people's items and that I hadn't ended up receiving so many items from loved ones because my brothers had nowhere to put it and I had outbuildings. So let's just put it in Bonita's outbuilding and we'll deal with it later. And then guess what? Nobody wanted to deal with it later. And so guess who's dealing with it later in their retirement? Bonita is. So I do wish I would have made some better decisions about some of that going through my lifetime, but it is what it is. And I am making progress and I do feel good about the progress that I'm making, but it is an incentive for me to let stuff go. And the longer I do it, the easier it is to let things go. When I first started, I found it was so hard to let anything go. I wanted to hold on to everything that had any type of memory tied to it, especially if it was my kids or my dad or anything like that, my childhood. And I do hold on to some things from my childhood, but they are important to me and they still bring me joy. The things that I look at that don't bring me any type of joy or reflection or good memories or have a place to go, I am releasing those things. And it does feel good to release those things from my possession. Let me know how you deal with sentimental items or hanging on to things that have no value or deciding what to sell and donate. That is also a really big question that a lot of people are looking for insight on. Thanks for listening today, and I hope you will give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.